Hello and welcome back to another Gloo tutorial. In this video we're going to take a look at dynamic tag everywhere. Let me just explain what this does and we're going to jump into a real world example. Let's get into it. So dynamic tag everywhere opens up the ability to add dynamic tags in every field that Elementor by default doesn't allow you to do. So as you may notice within Elementor, there are certain fields that allow you to fetch dynamic data. With dynamic tag everywhere enabled, this fills in the gaps and this will allow you to fetch dynamic information from anywhere across your website. So one example that I'm going to show you is we've created an options page using Jet Engine and we've just simply called this company details. Now this is fairly standard when you're building websites for your clients. So for instance, if you wanted to have some information globally set, we can fetch that information, we can build it in Elementor, and if the company or the client needs to change this information, instead of having to go into Elementor every single time, they can just simply change the information here, and then that will reflect within the templates. Because we're setting that dynamically, there's no need to go back into the templates and adjust those fields at all. So we'll fill some information here. Now if we save this information, what this is going to allow us to do when we jump into the template is be able to fetch this information. And the example that we're going to use is we're going to fetch the email address and we're going to dynamically populate the to field, whereas Elementor doesn't actually allow you to do that by default. So let's jump into the template and let's take a look and see how this works. So if we then place the form widget into view, if we scroll down to email, you'll notice now that we've got the dynamic tag option here. So because we created our option page using Jet Engine, if we scroll down to the Jet Engine area and look for option, now we can select one of the options available to us. So as mentioned, we're going to use the email address. And that is all we need to do. So by default, Elementor doesn't allow you to do this. But as mentioned before, to make this really easy for yourselves as a site administrator, or if it's a client that needs to update this information, by having this options page and the information set, there's no need for anybody to go into this template and update this. And if you had this saved as a global widget, of course, all of this information is already set, so you can just place this form across the website, and if you needed to update this email address, you wouldn't have to go through each and every page to set this information. It's just set in the options page and you can forget about it. So let's go ahead and update this, and that is all you need to do. So if we take this contact information a step further, so what we've gone ahead and done is to show you an example of this, is we've included an additional meta field, which is contact email address on the regular posts for WordPress. So if we were to create a contact form widget within the post template, we can dynamically fetch this field as the field that we want to send the information to from that contact form. So if we go ahead and call this test post, and if we put a contact email address in of test@acme.com, and what we can do is have an email address for every single post from that specific contact form. So if it's a specific subject or category and that needs to be directed to a certain team or individual, we can send this information from here. And again, this is all front facing for yourself as a web administrator or a client, but this makes it far more flexible and far more dynamic. So let's go ahead and publish this, and what we're going to do is jump into the post template and just recap on exactly how this works. So if we go in and edit our post template, what we're going to do is the same thing as before, but this time we're going to fetch this dynamic field from the meta field and not the options page. So let's go ahead and take a look at the form widget once again. Now if we place that into our content below the post content, and if we go to the email option, and of course we've got the dynamic tag. So again, what we're going to do is take a look at the meta field. So we're going to do Jet Engine custom field because that's how we created our meta field, and the field that we're going to take a look at, and we're going to take a look at the contact email address because that's the meta field that we need to fetch this dynamic information from. So once that's set, and we hit update, and every time that a post is created and that meta field is set, then every single post template could effectively have a different contact name based on the parameters set within the post. So giving you the ability to do things that are not even possible with Elementor or Elementor Pro. So as you can see, with dynamic tags everywhere enabled, you can fetch dynamic information from wherever you want and place it wherever you need to, because the fields are now available to you. So that wraps it up for dynamic tags everywhere. Thank you very much again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.